This episode of the Paddy Wagon is brought to you by Somatic Therapy NYC. If you're ready to experience the transformative power of somatic therapy, contact Andrea at somatictherapynyc.com or check out Somatic Therapy NY on Instagram to learn more and schedule your first session. Discover how good it feels to truly be in harmony with yourself. Hey everybody, pull up a seat. I have just topped off my glass. Why don't you grab your favorite beverage and join me? This is the Paddy Wagon. Welcome back to the Paddy Wagon. All you fine folks, get ready to change the way you live, because today we have a very special guest and quite possibly has created the best named diet plan in the history of diet plans. It is called, I can't say it without laughing because it's so good, the ASSFACE Diet. Before you all laugh too hard, it is, we know it's hilarious, but that's also one, it's easy to remember, but it actually works. So ASSFACE, just like it sounds, ASSFACE, stands for added sugars suck. Fruits and veggies also contain carbs. Eat those, which is quite frankly what we need with more diet plans. So I do appreciate the name. Our guest not only lost 115 pounds on this diet plan, but got back into shape, reclaimed her confidence, and then went on to become the oldest ever Miss Wake County in 2024. So welcome to the show. It is never too late to rewrite your story. Erika Rawes, welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much.
And did I say your name? It's Rawes, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Well, ASSFACE Diet. That is, did you... it's just, I love it because it sounds like you're insulting something like, yeah, ass face. I love it. That's just, it's so good. And we'll get into how you got that name and everything. But you did mention that you don't drink anymore. So one of the staples of the show is kind of have a drink, talk about it. I don't give a shit if it's alcohol, chocolate milk, or whatever. But you did mention before we started recording, you have something pretty cool. So what are you having?
I have CBD infused tea. CBD helped me quit booze, so it's kind of something I still use occasionally, to wind down, relax. So I got that here tonight.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I found out that would help me relax as well. I would take the CBD gummies and actually had honestly, like marijuana, like the actual leaf, and would smoke that. You wouldn't get high, but it was like anti-inflammatory. I felt really good after taking it, totally mellow. So, which is not really the same as when you smoke a regular joint. You're not too mellow at all. So, yeah. What kind of tea? Is it something you made or is it something you bought?
It's something I made, and then I infused like a CBD butter, and then I kind of just added to the tea.
Nice.
I'm a big fan of cannabis.
There you go. There you go. As am I. So, like I said, not all of it calms me down. We've had our fair share of moments. So, yeah, I am drinking a High Lie. I always love that. We'll hold the can up. High Lie, which if you didn't know what it was, you'd probably pronounce it wrong, but it's that sport I think they play from. I think it's Brazilian, where they kind of slam. It's like a racquetball court, and they have those like gloves and fire the ball at like 180 miles an hour. I think it's Cigar City Brewing. I believe it's down in Tampa. So I've had a few of their different beers. It's really good. So it's an IPA. So welcome to the show, my friend. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
All right. So we'll start with the beginning of the career. Because if you're like me, if we go back too far, we'll be here for 4 hours talking about how we got to where we are. But you started off in journalism, okay? And tell us a little bit maybe about that chapter, I guess, of your life, if you will, and what kind of work you were doing.
Sure. Basically, I reviewed tech. So, they would send me computers or gaming peripherals or, equipment like, you would use for a podcast, basically. And they would send it to me. I would test it out. I'd try to break it. Anything with a motherboard, I was judging it. And I worked for places like PC Magazine, Tom's Guide, Digital Trends, all those sites, the stereotypical ones. And I would get that equipment, write an article up, and judge very harshly this technology and write these pieces. And that was pretty much what I did for a long time. I was in journalism for over a decade, about 13 years.
Okay. So I have probably read some of your articles.
Probably, yeah. Nobody ever cares who writes it,
I'm such a nerd, and oh wow. So that leads me to next question. What is the biggest piece of shit you ever reviewed that, if you can recall, that everyone else was like, "Oh, this is amazing," and you're like, "Yeah, I don't think so." Can you say that? Am I putting you on the spot?
I would have to say that I reviewed this robot. I mean, nobody else thought it was awesome, I will say.
Okay.
It was a piece of shit to everybody. But I reviewed this robot mop. Like, it had no vacuum function whatsoever. And like, you put it in the bathroom and it just like went around in a circle and kept like hitting you in the shins, like, or in the ankles.
And I can assume the floor fucking stayed wet forever.
Exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't really a viable product. Like, it was back in the days when robot vacuums were first coming out, like during that time. It just sucked altogether.
How the fuck does it get to that point where it's like, you know what? We're going to send this out for somebody to write a review on. Like, it's bad.
Off brands. Like, they were trying to, get in with like the Roomba and the Shark and all the better brands. They sent it out and it got like 1 star. And it just didn't do well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, that's like something you almost don't want to review on. You just you
almost feel bad. Like, your review is going to be so bad that I don't even want to write it, kind of thing.
That's brutal. It's like, don't send it to her. She'll be honest.
Exactly.
Do you have a favorite product you reviewed or a favorite type?
I'd say my favorite type of product is usually gaming peripherals, because they put so much work into those things, like, the Steel series and the stuff like that, like, and, controllers. So much actual R&D goes into that it's almost guaranteed to be good. So I know that I'm not going to have to, like, be a dick about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So I like to do that kind of stuff.
Nice, like PC games, like if somebody came out with an aftermarket Xbox controller that was the next greatest thing, stuff like that.
Yes, and I'm like, okay, you can get this for cheaper, and it's actually good, so I don't have to say anything like, this thing sucks, basically.
So then do you have to, like, game?
Yeah, oh yeah, for hours and hours and hours on end. Oh my gosh.
You gotta play like a frustrating ass game. Like a game, like you play me at Madden. And I guarantee you will spike that fucker off the floor. And you're like,
yeah.
I played the guy from Paddy Wagon. This gets 5 out of 5 stars. It did not shatter when I threw it at the wall.
There you go. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's cool. So were you into tech before that? Like, was it journalism then tech, or tech then journalism?
It was tech then journalism. Like, I went into other journalism fields too, but that was my ultimate goal, was to get there, because I was like one of those kids who like took apart Polaroids and put them back together. Like, so yeah, so like it was right up my alley.
Nice, very cool, very cool. Okay, so and then the next part of your story, you do that for a little over a decade, and then no. It's interesting, and you tell me if it's interesting. I don't think it's interesting, but there are interesting aspects of it. Then AI kind of comes along, and then you see all the potential, but then you see shitty AI articles coming out, and you find that people are replaceable with certain things, which I think we're all starting to learn that's not the case. Like, we know an AI article when we see one, we know the AI voice when we hear it. So, like, I get a lot of it, but yeah, it sounds like, you started losing some contracts. Were you caught off guard, or could you kind of sense that coming?
Oh, you could sense it coming, like, because, employers who were like sweating you basically are all of a sudden like, I'm just not that into you. Like, I don't like you anymore. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You can feel that shift basically.
That's
and so when I felt that shift, I kind of started planning an exit,
Okay. So let's start with this, because I know where you ended up, because that's why we're talking. But was there anything in between that and this?
There was a couple, like, like I tried to shift into other like writing spaces and stuff like that, but like not really. I still tried within that industry to like make it work, and I kind of found out it just wasn't gonna, like, AI's smarter than me. So like it's just not gonna, I can't beat it basically.
I use it all the time, and it is really amazing. It's certain things you wouldn't think of.
Actually writing.
Yeah, I do not think it's good at writing.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay.
I find, you tell me this, I find a lot of unnecessary, like the grammar is off, commas. There's a lot of commas. It's good.
A lot of M dashes. It uses those dashes way too much.
Yeah. It's just the way it's written, where it's like, I don't feel this. Now, granted, I kind of wanted to be a journalist when I was younger. I was going that same route as you. So maybe I'm wired to look for certain things, but yeah, I mean, it does a lot of really cool things. I'm hanging pictures on the wall, and I have OCD. So it's like the spacing has got to be good, but I've got a bunch of different frames. So I took a picture of like all the frames, and I said, can you give me like different ways to organize these to make like a kind of a collage on the wall? And it was like, yeah, take that long frame with the 3 pictures, put that on the right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to build off to the left of it. And it said, if you want to do up steps, do this. If you want to go symmetrical, asymmetrical. So it's like, I never in a million years would have thought of it, but I said, hey, what the hell? Let me try taking a picture and plugging it in and seeing what happens. And so yeah, it offers a lot of things that we don't think of. It gives maybe a different, like if you don't have anyone to bounce an idea off of. But as you know, it unfortunately can also take a job from you too. So
it took my jab.
It took my jabs. I love how many people would not get that reference, and I'm so glad that you just said dick up jab.
Take my jab.
Oh my God. Okay. So so you're in journalism. You start to feel the shift. You're getting out of it. Now I'm going to say this because I wrote this down, and it was what you kind of passed on to me. This is literally the worst segue in the history of segues, but it's also kind of why we're here. And generally, you don't say this to a woman, but you did mention you were overweight and that you were drinking heavily. Okay.
Yes, all those things.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, I noticed you're overweight and you're drinking a lot.
Hey, I noticed you're fat and drunk.
Hey, beefcakes. I see, maybe treadmills in your future. No. So, but yeah, you said that. Was it what hit you is the moment where you're like, I think things need to change?
Basically, like, I was like getting to the point where I couldn't like do anything without drinking. Like, I couldn't write an article without drinking. I couldn't hang out with my family without drinking. Like, I couldn't do anything.
I'm with you on that one. They think I like drinking because I like drinking. I'm drinking because I got to hang out with them.
Yes, like,
Dad, I know you're listening.
I drink before anything. When it got to that point, like, I started out as like your stereotypical wine mom, but then it got to the point where it was like out of control. Like, a half a bottle turned into like 6 bottles. So it was like, okay, this is out of control. Like, this can't happen.
6 bottles of
wine a night. Yeah.
What kind of wine?
It wasn't like, like just regular, like, Chardonnay or something like that. But still, 6 bottles is 6 bottles.
6 bottles is 24?
It's enough to get you hammered.
Dude, 2 will get me fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, so, okay. That's fair to acknowledge.
And
well,
then the calorie and the sugar. And
I was going to say it had to wreck your stomach. It had to wreck your stomach.
It did.
Wow. Well, first off, congratulations. That is, it's not easy to stop doing that. There's a reason it's called addiction. That leads to a lot of really, really bad places. So from myself to you, I'm happy for you. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad you were able to recognize the signs that something needs to change. The world is a better place with a sober you in it, says the guy drinking a beer.
But there's a difference between drinking a beer and drinking 6 bottles.
Fuck. I'm trying to think of Okay, so my sister had wine at her wedding. I love red wine, and fucking bombed. I was going around and drinking all the bottles. They set bottles at every table, and I go up to her and I'm like, Jen, oh, this is incredible. There's wine at all the tables. You can believe this. She could just walk up to a table and get wine from it. And she's like, hey, asshole, it's my fucking wedding. It was my idea to have bottles of wine. And I think I got through about 2.5. And I was blasted.
Yeah.
Absolutely blasted. How long? Like, is it first thing in the morning to end a day?
I was good about like waiting till like, you say 5 p.m., but that kept going to like 4 and then 3. The earliest it got was like maybe 2.
Okay. Okay.
Still.
But like once you start, there's, to get
was
through.
It was through the night. And then it got to be daily, of course, yeah, it got to be a daily thing. And then that was when I knew. I was like, okay, like this is out of control. It's completely out of control.
So I'm a glass snob. I like to pour the drink in the glass it's intended. So red wine glasses, red wine, white beers, IPAs, lagers, they all get their own glass. Did you get to the point where it was like, I'm going to fucking slug this back out of the bottle?
I didn't, but I would have the bottle with me and a glass, and I would just go
fucking glug,
yes.
glug. Did you pour it into a wine glass, or you were going straight solo cup?
Yes.
Damn, dude. Wow. Shit. Wow,
I knew you were going to ask too. I was like, I know exactly where this is going.
You knew where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. And you said, did I hear you right? You said Chardonnay?
Yeah, Chardonnay, and sometimes like a Moscato or any white wine.
Are those the ones with the little bit of carbonation in it? I'm not good with whites.
Very light carbonation, just a white wine that was a little bit sweet. Chardonnay is probably the strongest one, but there's Rieslings, Moscatos,
Okay.
A white wine.
Wow. Good Lord. Okay. So, so the ASSFACE diet still just, if I could get through this episode and say ASSFACE one time without giggling, I'm going to fucking win some sort of award. Were you like knuckles deep in cheesecake, in wine? Like and again, not trying to be funny, but like you came up with a diet literally called the ASSFACE. and again, like my question before, hey, this has got to change. So were you trying different things that you were like, this isn't for me, or this isn't working, or like, this is just flat out not the diet that these people say it is? So kind of walk me through how you got to the point of where you're creating the new diet.
Okay, like this is actually a pretty more serious. Like, so basically, like ASSFACE was a name that like these older girls used to call me when I was like a little kid. Like they used to like talk with me. They'd be like, hey, ASSFACE. Like, they would bully or whatever, like you want to call it. And like, so when you're like, drinking this wine and you're getting into the state of like being like, I don't know, like you reaching a sort of almost depression, I guess you could call it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that negative talk from when you're a kid starts coming back. So like, I was like, okay, let me turn that from something negative into something positive and actually make that the name of my diet. So it came from something kids used to fuck with me. So I changed it. It actually came from an insult into something, and then I decided to make it into something positive. But now I just think it's funny. Like, it actually makes me laugh, something that used to be offensive to me. I didn't want to be like a snowflake about it, basically.
No,
so.
I mean, but you know what? That's a serious thing you bring up. And,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's all different types of ways to be healthy, and they usually work in conjunction with one another. There's I'm eating the right way. Then there's mental health, which for some reason we've just started taking serious in the last few years. But something I've recently found that works for me, and this is the hardest fucking thing on earth to do, is to forgive people.
Yeah.
Because if I hate your fucking guts, and you don't know that I hate your guts because you're a bitch, because you were mean to me, because you bullied me, that's not on you. I'm the one lugging that baggage around, bitching about you the whole time. It's not the other. You've forgotten about me.
You're living in my head rent free for what?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, did you forgive those people?
I did, yeah, because I mean, we were just kids, and like,
Yeah.
and like these girls were my friends initially. We had a falling out, and like that's kind of just that's what happens, like growing up
Yeah.
in late 80s, early 90s. That's just
Oh,
how,
yeah.
yeah,
All the words that we can't say anymore that were
exactly.
fucking awesome insults that they fucking stole from us that never meant what they mean now. Those good ones.
Yeah.
Damn it.
They were just talking shit. It wasn't,
you just,
I can't take it that seriously.
yeah. Well, you look back. I mean, I've got some younger kids, and I said, listen, especially to my daughter, but kids are very limited in their insults.
Mm-hmm.
You are fat, you are stupid, and you are ugly. And you are one, two, or all three, or a combination of those. That's the insults. That's where they stop. When you get older, you can be more creative and you can kind of fucking roast people and be a real dick. But I'm like, you're going to hear, and it was like finally like, hey, like my son is like a fucking string bean. And he was pissed off. Somebody called him fat. I was like, you fucking even listening to that? Like, say that to yourself.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror. You're not fat. Don't. And that's where people develop eating disorders. I didn't know anything about eating disorders. And a friend's wife had one, and I was like, you're beautiful. Like, what is, like, you're not fat. And she's like, it doesn't matter what you see. It's not what you see. It's what I see. It's how I feel. But yeah, you've got a lot of things to get over to kind of get on the right path. So I love that you took ass face, which was an insult, and turned it into something good.
Yeah, thank you.
What didn't work because if you use all the letters, because you got like you do it like fruits and veggies.
Yes,
is the F. But I love how you came up with that. So
I wanted to include all the instructions in it, like not just like some of them. I wanted to say like, okay, like we're including the instructions in this name.
It's
like,
literally right there. It's literally right there. Yeah, I just had I just wrapped up an elimination diet.
Okay.
And so I was sensitive to a lot of stuff that I don't want to give up, like dairy, fucking brewer. Yeah, here you go. Ready? Brewer's yeast, Brussels sprouts,
Really?
all different types of nuts.
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts. Yeah, bacon, cane sugar.
Yeah.
But they rate them like severe, moderate, and something else. My wife was like, it's going to be gluten and dairy. And sure enough, those were the two highest ones. And I cut it out for 6 weeks. I just straight cold turkey. Just went, I'm done. And of course she was pissed because she's like, I just went to the fucking store. I just bought all these fucking snacks you like, you asshole. So we redid it. And I said, no. I said, I have to do this. I have to take this serious. Just get heartburn. And my stomach was always weird, but I cut everything out and I felt good. And I've been eating better. But what's interesting, and I didn't want to admit that I had a problem, but when I reintroduced, well, you're supposed to do one at a time, but I said, fuck it, I got to eat pizza because that's my jam right there.
Yeah.
I ate some pizza and it absolutely wrecked my stomach. And I had to come to terms with the fact that, no, this is an issue and I can do this every once in a while, but I need to go, this is what it's going to do to me when I eat it.
Oh, yeah.
So as I'm on this diet and I'm typing notes out for me and you to talk, and I'm looking at the ASSFACE diet and what it means and what it stands for, and I'm going, this girl knows exactly what the fuck she's talking about.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
100% know what you're talking about.
It's about sugar is the enemy of everything. And, it's like, I mean, I know that sounds like super dramatic, but it's true. Like, it's sugar. Sugar is the thing that's making you fat. Like, if you're, it was making me fat,
Yeah, you get the sugars from the fruit. You get all the sugars you need.
You get sugars, exactly. And you get sugars from, like, people don't realize that the bread is giving you sugar, potatoes, potato chips, all that crap you're eating is giving you sugar. And that's what's making you.
I'm a disgusting whore when it comes to bread. I want you to know that. Like, that is, like, my wife is like,
you should French fries.
You should do gluten-free bread. And I'm like, you should go fuck yourself. Like, don't talk to me like that. That's insane. But like, she's right. She's 100% right because I cut it out on my diet and I knew. And I think that's the thing that people don't understand is what is sugar, right? You think sugar, you think candy, then you go, okay, well, there's natural sugars in fruit, but not even people know that. But then you've got the breads. yeah, there's a lot of sugar and stuff, but the substitutes you can, the sugar and honey, but it's not cane sugar. You can sweeten things in different ways. Like I like oatmeal. I'm very boring. I'll eat rice cakes with peanut butter and I'll put a little salt on it just to get some salt because salt's good for you. If you're sweating, you want to kind of replenish. But yeah, I'll just eat plain rice cakes too. And I'll eat plain oatmeal. And I said, well, I got to sweeten this up some. So I'd add some, cranberries or something into it, or craisins, raisins, whatever I could just to give it something. So, so you got to ASSFACE Diet. You come up with this. Now, you had an idea, or was ASSFACE stuck in the back of your head from your friends, and you're like, I'm going to make the diet fit ASSFACE, or ASSFACE fit the diet?
I had the principles of the diet, and then I had, this name playing in my head, and I felt like, okay, I need to combine these two to make this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't want to sacrifice these principles. Like I knew what I wanted the diet to say.
Yeah.
But I wanted ASSFACE to be the way that it was said simply because of my own history and stuff like that. And I also wanted to kind of say, fuck the fitness industry. You see what I'm saying? Because like, it's so stupid all the time. Like, so I wanted to kind of say, like, give like kind of middle finger to it, to be honest.
I have so many strong opinions on so many industries that like I wouldn't make any friends.
Me too. I kind of feel the same.
Like everybody, there's a pressure with everything you do, right? Mm-hmm. Like Peloton. First off, fuck Peloton. Okay. And I'm sorry if you have one. I think they're really cool devices, but fuck them. Mm-hmm. Because somehow their business model involved fucking screaming at people and pushing people. And quite frankly, it felt like intimidating people. Now that works. That works for some people. Different things motivate different people. Sure. I think it could work with me, but I don't know. I've never been yelled at while exercising. But you're gonna alienate a lot of people. Okay. Oh, yeah. So then you've got our no judgment fitness zone for $10 a month and $1 down, and it's like all this shit. But then I've got to assume, and I won't name drop, but everything's purple. You would. I don't know. I've never been to one of those gyms, but I think if you pay that little amount of money, that maybe it's kind of like you pay what you get for. You pay. I can't even talk. You get. Jeez, let me just start drinking. You get what you pay for, right? So, do you have any experience with that place or gyms that promote themselves like that, or is it just fitness in general, accompanied with this is what you need to do to eat? Like, or do you separate them in your head?
I'm not a lot of times, like you go to this gym and then they have this person, I'm a certified personal trainer, but they have these personal trainers like myself, but I would never do this. I'm not a fan of it. Trying to push these like sessions on you before you even know if you want to commit to this weight loss journey. They have you trying to, commit to these contracts of 6 months or this long of time, or even if it's just a couple months, they want you to pay up front 6 sessions for hundreds or thousands of dollars before you even know if you want to go on this weight loss journey, when all these things can be done at your house. So basically, I feel like it's kind of a ripoff, to be honest. And then combining that with all the other ripoffs, supplements, all this other crap that they have, it annoys me. It just annoys me when the instructions are pretty easily available.
I mean, listen, we talked about AI earlier. Mm-hmm. AI would probably spit out a pretty good exercise plan.
Absolutely. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I appreciate that people have to keep the lights on when you think about a business, that you've got to pay your employees, that you've got to do right. But I think I'm just not a fan of making money for the sake of making it.
Yes. Thank you.
Make all the money. Yes. Make all the money you want. God damn it, you better be spitting out some healthy people that are happy people, that they feel like you did good by them. And people that need to exercise, we all need to exercise, but people that really need to cut back on what they eat and get to the gym, walking. If I'm 600 pounds, I don't need 6 sessions for $1,000 with a personal trainer at the gym. I need to walk. I need to get on a treadmill. And then they're going to,
at all.
Yeah, they're going to drop more weight than anybody. So it's like you've got to kind of customize, but at the end of the day, where it starts is like, what are you putting into your body? Yeah. You've got to eat the right foods. And you literally could have stopped at this is the ass diet. Which
that's true.
Sounds kind of sexy in a weird way, but yeah. But it like just added sugar suck.
That's true.
And stop it at that. But then you've got the people that don't know, well, then where do I get my sugars? Oh yeah, you got fruits and veggies. Try eating those, So yeah, no, I love the simplicity of what you do. What's is there, I mean, it seems like a simple enough approach. Is your approach different than other things out there? Because again, everyone's pushing their own diet plan in their way. Like, what makes yours the way to go?
I think a couple, like the biggest things are like, number one, the F you to the fitness industry, like by calling it ASSFACE. And then also like the fact that it comes from like, it's sourced from somebody's like personal issues with like their own, people talking shit to them, like from my history. And then the third thing is the fact that like the instructions are in the name. And then lastly, the restrictions aren't so intense. Like sometimes with something like keto, they're telling you to do something so intense that it's almost like unattainable. This is a pretty like attainable plan to follow. So I think just those things basically.
Yeah. It seems like the diets, when you get off of them, like truly diet just means what you eat.
Sure.
It doesn't mean, oh, I've got to lose weight. It can mean that, like I'm on a diet, but it's like the thing is like when you stop doing, you're just going right back. It's like I've always laughed at those. You remember the gas strikes that people would do? All right, this Tuesday, everybody, don't put gasoline in your fucking car. We're going to show Iraq. And we're going to show the Middle East who's boss. So what do people do? They fucking pump gas on a Monday or a Wednesday. You're still getting the gas.
Add more gas the day before.
Yeah. Are you like, fucking stupid? You're not boycotting anything. It's the appearance of doing something. And so like a diet a lot of the time is the appearance of doing something.
I hate performativism. It's like my least favorite
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can do what you do, and what you're selling and your idea is simple. And I can do that every day. And I can wake up and I can stare in the mirror and go, ass face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mainly because I'm looking in the mirror, but you get my point. No, I think it's a good idea. I think it's sustainable and attainable, which is great, is that it's something you can continue to do. So I appreciate that. What would you say are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have when we talk about eating healthy, that you would want people to know?
I think the biggest one is like, hey, like if I just eat less of the same crap I'm eating, I'll lose weight, but that's not sustainable. Like we talked about before, like you have to eat better crap. Like, that's the key, is eating better crap and changing it up and, making it so that you can still feel satisfied and satiated with the foods that you intake. Just eat a ribeye and vegetables instead of eating like a Big Mac and fries. And still tastes pretty good. Or a steak and vegetable, it tastes pretty good. Or even eat that same burger and no bun and some green beans.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just making these little tweaks so you don't have to starve yourself. Starving yourself isn't sustainable, and a lot of advice tells you to do that, but that's a terrible idea.
What's your favorite food? Like, if you just wanted to fill up and you wanted to feel full, what would you eat?
Just chicken breast.
Chicken breast. Okay. I struggle with chicken breast.
Really?
I really do. Yeah. I love thighs. I'm
That's not bad. Honestly, dark meat's a great choice.
You have a real sweet spot to cook that chicken breast perfectly. And then it's dry as shit. And then you're like, I got to drown it in something.
I do the whole chicken instead of just doing like the breast alone, because it makes it not so dry.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great point. And by the way, you're not really saving any money by going and getting just the skinless, boneless chicken breast. Like, buy the whole fucking chicken. Plenty more meat on there, and you're not going to spend that much more, right? Money. It's got to be pretty comparable. So, when would you say the hardest time for you? Like, when did you struggle the most? Like, mine was like that afternoon, that when I want a snack between lunch and dinner. I am fucking starving.
I'd say that was the same for my husband too, but for me, it's evening. it's like, cause I snack a lot in the evening, so I would have trouble not snacking then.
Like sitting in front of the TV type that like thing.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I take that back. I'm going to go evenings and after lunch. That window right there where you kind of also need to pick me up because a lot of people are tired during that time of day. I found these really.
I do okay with a protein shake at that time. You know,
that's what I need. But a lot of the protein shakes have like whey protein, some sort of dairy in it. But I found some chocolate shakes that I want to try to just pound through those because I think
if I'm plant-based ones because I don't like whey either. Yeah.
Okay. I think the protein is where it's at. Is that, and I'm completely ignorant to a lot of this other than what I've just learned. But I feel like if you can keep the protein up, that's where a lot of the benefit comes. Because my wife would go, you eat like shit. Like you can't come out here, eat a quick breakfast of toast and put butter on it and then have an apple like for lunch. Like you're working through lunch. You have to eat. You have to charge your brain up. You've got to do something different. And it was the protein. So now it's like I'm eating 3 or 4 eggs a day. I'll have some sausage. I'll do oatmeal, like just anything I can do, which oatmeal I don't think has a lot of protein, but it's got a little. And then I want to.
Oatmeal's a good oat. It's a good form of carbohydrate.
Yeah. Which my downfall, like I said, is the bread. And she goes, you're going to also notice where you feel full in your stomach. You're going to feel full in a different spot. And I thought she was full of it. And I really could tell. I was like, oh my God, it's a completely different part of your stomach. When I eat a ton of bread, it's like your whole gut feels bloated versus where your stomach is actually at. Most people don't even know where their fucking stomachs are at because it's a lot higher than you think.
Well, because the speed at which it travels through your digestive system, something's either sitting in your stomach or it's going to your small intestine, you know what I mean? So, of course, you're going to feel it differently as you digest it.
Yep. Okay, so you lost 115 pounds, which is fantastic. That's amazing. What was the hardest part for you? Mental, physical, both?
Initially the physical's the hard part, but after it's the mental over the long term, because anytime you have any kind of fighting with your spouse or anything like that, like that's when the mental really hurts. So mental is always tough long term, but you just stay the course, but definitely mental's harder.
Yeah. I find myself like little victories is what I would have. Like I'm a huge root beer fan. I don't like a ton of soda, but I'll drink some. I'm from Pittsburgh. I should say pop. But it's like, I love root beer. Love a good root beer. And I was cutting out cane sugar. And I usually, if I'm going to eat something with sugar in it or drink something, I should say with sugar in it, I really prefer actual sugar over high fructose corn syrup. Right. And I always say, like, if you eat corn, look at that toilet. Like, not trying to be gross.
Yeah, it's true.
You see that corn in there? Maybe that's your body's way of saying it doesn't properly digest that substance. And now you're sweetening everything with high fructose corn syrup. It's the same stuff. Your body's not getting what it needs out of that. And honestly, not sure if it should, but yeah, like I wanted a root beer. And I looked at it knowing it was going to have cane sugar and it had corn syrup in it. And I went, yes, I can drink it. There's nothing else in here that I'm sensitive to. But then I felt like I was cheating. Like I had just overcome that mental part. And I'm like, I know I can drink it, but I've been doing really good. And so I went to pick up the kids and I had this fucking can of root beer sitting in the car with me as like my little treat. And I came back and I put it in the fridge. My wife goes, you didn't drink it. I said, no, I didn't. I felt weird doing it. I felt like I was cheating on myself. She goes, you can have it. It's okay to, you're working hard. You're doing really good. Like have one. And if she says have one, it's like, that's the green light right there. Because she's in nutrition. So she understands it. And then I said, no, I said, I'm going to put it back in the fridge. I said, it just feels a lot better. And even the mindset that I have now, when I mentioned eating the pizza and it tearing my stomach up, I said to myself, I can't do that because I'll eat a whole pizza. Like I will destroy a pizza.
Yeah, I think so. So my husband would try to think 80-20. Like that's what I try to do is 80, like, 80% of the time, try to eat well. And 20% of the time, give yourself some grace and say, it's okay if I have these things. And as long as you follow that, that's healthy.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite cheat food?
I love French fries.
Yes.
Of course, that's like my favorite, like, cheat food. But
Yeah,
I
there you
also
go.
like ice cream. I do like ice cream a lot,
Love
but
it.
I don't eat it too often just because it jacks up my stomach.
Yeah. There's a lot of like oatmeal. Not oatmeal, but like ice cream with like oat milk. There's a
Yeah,
lot of different ways
it
that you
doesn't
can get
taste as
around that.
good. It does. It's not
I
quite.
know it doesn't.
know?
It's missing the fat. That's really what
Exactly. Yeah, it's just
it
not
comes
quite
down
as good.
to. So yeah, no, mine was, I think, the mental aspect as well. The physical, like you said, I think you overcome that faster, and then it's just, the kind of the long game, if you will. So, natural progression, obviously, go from journalism to a pageant queen, right? That's pretty normal, I guess, right? No.
Yeah, sometimes it's about Oprah.
How?
I think Oprah did it. Something like
Yeah. How'd that
that. Or
come to
maybe
be?
not Oprah. Somebody like her.
Was it something you thought of as a kid, or was it just like, fuck it, I'm doing this?
I had kids like really young. We had our kids at, I mean, I was 21 when I got pregnant first child. So like, and I had like people like when I was younger say like approach me for modeling and stuff and like genuine offers. So like, when I had my children, I focused on them for all these years. And so when I became like in the empty nest, started empty nesting and I lost this weight, I figured, why the hell not? Like, these 20-year-olds, because you had to be under like 28 or under for a long time to do it. And this was like the first year you didn't. And I was like, hey, like 40-year-old MILFs are hot too, not just 20-year-olds. Like, I'm doing this. Like, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
I love MILF becoming the most acceptable term ever for
Yeah,
just
right?
meaning pretty woman, and it means something else is so fucking funny. I'm sitting here going, yeah, you're totally a MILF. And I was like, I can't say that. What the fuck am I talking about?
But whatever, like I didn't want to just think like, like I wanted to show that like old people can do this shit too. So, because I'm 40, at the time I was 41, I'm 42 now. So I was like, no, I'm doing this shit,
Good.
And I stood up there with all them 20 some of these girls were like 19.
Yeah. You're just sitting there looking and going, you snotty little bitch, I'm old enough to be your mother.
No, they were really sweet. And they were like,
I know, I'm just teasing.
Like, yeah, like, but no, the crazy thing is like some of these girls, like they're doing this like only because their parents force them. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, when I see those little kids, Little Miss Sunshine is one of my favorite movies. Like, I love that movie. But it's like, and it's only for a brief period of time where it shows how awful that world can be, where it's at the very end. But I think it sets weird expectations for kids, because there's nothing wrong with getting up there and having a talent and being beautiful.
Yeah.
But it also kind of says this is what beauty is. And I don't know how much I love that for the little kids. I think it's maybe when you're an adult, like you were proud of yourself. You said, I lost this weight and I can do the things these other girls are doing, and I don't care if I'm 10 years older than them, right? And there's some strength that comes in that, and there's some.
But it was my choice. Like there was
exactly.
We compete with the teen girls, and like some of these 15-year-olds are like, I don't want to do this. And I heard they were like fighting with their moms, and the mom was like, get on that stage. I was like, oh my god, like this is horrible.
Are the moms all exactly what I picture them to be?
Yes. They
Every
were
one of
all
them?
people who are living vicariously through their daughters. Yeah.
God, I hate it so bad.
I know. It was so crazy.
It's so fucking brutal.
It was brutal.
Wow. So you just said, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get in the pageant. How did you feel? So, okay. I don't know much about pageants. You've got the gown. You've got, and I could be wrong on this, but I know like this gown, evening wear. I how fucking not smart I am. Swimsuit, talent of some sort. Like, is that kind of how it worked, or like what are they really like?
So Miss America and Miss USA are different. I was in Miss USA, so like Miss America does talent and not swimsuit, and Miss USA does swimsuit and not talent. So I did swimsuit and not talent. That sounds terrible.
I like
swimsuit, but I don't have any talent.
Like, this girl can't sing for shit, but you should see her in a bikini.
Exactly. And then we did evening gown. And then like and we answer like a question. If you get past like a certain level, you do like your question thing. And that's.
Do you know the question coming into it?
you have an idea just from like past years, but they don't tell you it. No.
Okay. My favorite thing ever is that I think it was Miss America they asked her about maps or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure because there's been so many hilarious situations with this pageant.
It is brutal. All you can think of is the part from Billy Madison where he's like, nothing you said made any sense at all. We are now dumber for having listened to you. Because this poor girl was up there with all the confidence in the world talking about how we should have maps in classrooms and like not even the fucking ballpark of what the question was. It was so uncomfortable to watch. Do you remember what your question was?
Oh God, what was it? I think it was something along the lines of like, if oh God, it was something political, but I don't remember honestly. No,
yeah.
It had something to do with like politics and like the world today.
Yeah, it's always one of those.
Yeah,
because they want to show you're engaged.
Exactly.
They want to show these women, they're not just pretty to look at. They know their shit. Meanwhile, you're like, I don't know what the fuck they asked me.
Yeah, I don't care about politics. Yeah. I
know. Yeah, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
Exactly.
All right, so you get up there, get on the stage. What was like a holy shit, I'm doing this moment?
Yeah.
What was the part that you were like, wow, this is a thing? Was it the bikini?
I practiced for that. Like I practiced being in a bikini in public because that was weird. The heels were hard because I don't know how to walk in heels.
First off, you said practicing wearing a bikini in public is weird because I'm picturing you just walking through a supermarket.
No, like I would go to like a public pool or like a public lake.
So you went to somewhere where people would wear
wearing was appropriate. I didn't just like walk through the mall in a bikini. It's as hilarious as that would be.
I heard that wrong. I was like, she's like, no, man, I gotta go to.
Remember, I was 260 pounds, so wearing a bikini for me wasn't something I had done for like a long time.
So it was like a getting over the hump, getting over the thing to go. I have the confidence to walk through this pool and be around these people. I deserve to wear what I want to wear too.
Exactly.
Good for you.
So once I got through that hump, like, it was just kind of getting through all that, getting comfortable with everything. But, I honestly really had a great experience. It was a lot of fun. The women were so accomplished, hardworking. They treat this like a sport and take it like way serious. Like that was a big surprise. How serious.
So I was actually just going to ask you what surprised you the most.
Yeah, they take it serious. Like it's intense.
Good. Intense. Well, that's good to know because, like I said, it's one of those things I think a lot of people blow off, and you're like, no, that's not fair to them.
Yeah,
like they're doing their thing, and again, that could be exercise, that could be eating right.
Yeah,
it's not just I was born pretty, and I'm going to go stand here in front of people. Like there's some work that goes into it.
These girls train hard for months and months, so they deserve credit for that for sure.
Good. So how far did you go with it? Right, because you entered and you won.
No, I didn't win. I got the county title, but I didn't win.
That's still winning. You're the only girl in the county. You're like that.
Yeah, I'm still the former Miss Wade County, which is awesome. But I did not win the Miss North Carolina. Like Miss North Carolina, to win that, you have to like work at this for a couple years. It's not something just kind of. But I am gonna participate in. I do think I'm gonna kind of participate in other pageants, and
good for you.
It made me really like think of this as something I actually want to do. Like I went from being a girl who never really wore much makeup, or a lady who never really wore much makeup or anything like that, to being somebody who really got into the glam of it. It really changed me, I think for the better in a lot of ways.
Good. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't sell yourself short. Like it's well, I'd always play Monopoly with my family on the day before Thanksgiving, and we always laugh. There's that one card took second place in a beauty contest, and my uncle would go, he must have been the only guy in it. And it's like for you, I'm like sitting here laughing, like don't act like you were the only person in the county that said, you know what, I want to take a shot at this, right? So definitely some work. So yeah, listen, you've got the diet you're working on. How long have you been doing this?
The diet?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that not as long as you might think. Like I lost.
Not in terms of you, how long but how long were you doing it in terms of I need to get this out there for other people because I can make their lives better?
I trademarked the diet in 2023. I lost the weight in during the pandemic 2020. So I've only been it's only been, I was in 2019, I was 260 pounds. And then 2020, 2021 was when I lost the weight, trademarked the diet in 2023. So it hasn't been that long.
Well, that pandemic was a mind fuck, wasn't it? Because you had people doing the opposite thing during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That pandemic trashed a lot of people. Kids, I got young kids, social anxieties, things like that. I mean, even adults, right? Everyone did their own thing, and we were all over the place. But you did good.
I figured if I'm stuck at home, I may as well make the most of it,
Yeah, I don't know what I did now that I think about it. I get COVID and I had a brain fog and it never quite came back. My sense of smell and taste has been messed up since 2021.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, you want to hear a funny one? I went probably 3 or 4 years without being able to smell a fart.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It's a really good thing until you forget that other people can still smell farts.
Oh, yeah.
And you blow ass at your dad's house in front of a party full of people in the living room. They're just like, yeah, I'm going to let this one out. And everybody almost vomited at the same time. Where they're like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? And I was like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. That was me. I forgot that other people can still smell farts. So yeah. Well, no, I'm happy for you. So that's really good. So, drinking, you're pretty honest with that. You didn't just say I drank a lot or I had a drinking issue. You said specifics. I put down 6 bottles a day. How did quitting that fit into the transformation? Was it what jump started it? Was it part of the ride? How did that come to be?
Well, I knew that I had to, because I also smoke cigarettes. I know, I'm like the
awesome.
I was a smoking drink.
You're the cool mom. Hey, Miss Cool Mom, can you get us cigarettes and beer? Yeah.
No, hell no. But I couldn't just be this fat drunk loser if I wanted to be a fitness person. You know what I mean? I could do the fitness, but I couldn't be a drunk. I couldn't be like, let me tell you something. You know what I mean? I couldn't
trip it over yourself.
Exactly. So if I was gonna lose the weight, I also had to, stop being a drunk. So.
You know what? I love the way you say it. Mm-hmm. It just real with it. I'm not going to be a drunk. Mm-hmm. You can't do. You can have one. You can have the other. You can't have both.
Exactly.
So going all into it. Okay. So give us a quick rundown, and after we're done here, we'll let you tie it all back. But ASSFACE Diet. Or I said it without laughing. What can people do? How do they get started? What is the mindset? What is the general idea behind it? Because again, the name, it's clearly spelled out for you right there. But if I said, Erika, I need your help, what are you going to tell me to do?
Well, I'm going to tell you to okay, well, number one, visit the website, ASSFACEdiet.com. It gives you tons of information, free information from, how to do everything. But I'm going to tell you to start by looking to quit added sugar. I know that's not something you might be able to do instantly, but look towards a plan to quit added sugar, whether that's cutting down, however you want to do it your way. Just look towards getting that added sugar out of your life. And that's going to be the biggest step, towards your success. Of course, our bodies still need sugar and carbohydrates. And so look towards getting your primary sources of that towards, from fruits and vegetables instead of things like bread, potato chips, and all that other crap. So just doing those 2 switches and starting that alone is going to make you lose a ton of that weight. So just that switch alone, and and start moving, getting a little bit of cardio, getting a little bit of resistance training in your life. That alone, life-changing.
Excellent. Yeah, that's you almost hate the simplicity of it in a way when you hear it, because people overcomplicate shit.
Yes, they do.
And you're sitting there going, that's why I hate you guys, is because you're taking something that should be simple. And what I respect about you is you're putting it out there. You're not keeping secrets. You're like, this is the name. look at it. It's right there. This is what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where do you come in? Because I feel like I feel like you would motivate me. Do you consider yourself to be someone who motivates? Like I wouldn't want to disappoint you.
I have like books that I offer. I offer fitness coaching, stuff like that. But like, you know, my goal is just to get people to my website and get people on the plan. Like, I really just want people to experience the same thing that I experienced. Like, and going from, you know, feeling like shit to not feeling like shit. Like, and once I'll kind of go from there at that point. Like, that's just my first step, is getting people to like try this plan because it works. You know?
Yeah. Do you feel that, I mean, you hear a lot of people say eating healthy is more expensive. All these things are more expensive. Like, I mean, granted, you know, it can be depending on what you want to eat, but at the end of the day, are you going to go broke eating better? And
No,
I don't think so.
You can use canned vegetables, just use low sodium and rinse them. Use frozen vegetables. There's ways around this. Like, I think some of those things are kind of just like things that you put in your mind as roadblocks to try to be successful. I'm just being honest.
Well, I mean, listen, if we're being honest, fast food used to be cheap.
And now it's expensive.
It's
shit.
fucking nuts.
Try DoorDashing nowadays. It's
holy shit, dude!
Two people.
We ordered from a few restaurants, and it's like fucking $90,
right? For a family,
food.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we'll order pizzas sometimes for the parties, whether we have a birthday party for the kid, we'll have things catered. But we'll splurge. My nasty splurge habit would be Taco Bell. You eat it, you're like, I'm repugnant, disgusting, and why the fuck did that just cost $43? There's 3 of us in this car. Mm-hmm. It used to be like $10. So, I think that old adage was, well, it's cheaper to eat, shittier. And it's like, is it? Because that's not a little bit of money. I know you can feed yourself for cheaper than that. So
a can of vegetables you can still find for 89 cents. So
yeah, I like to rinse it.
Yes, you rinse, exactly. Rinse it, you get low sodium, rinse it off. You're good.
What are you rinsing off exactly? Is it just like the fact that it's been sitting in a can?
Yeah, you're rinsing off the sodium mainly, and then some of the preservatives too. It's ideally you just don't want that shit. But like honestly, even if you didn't, as long as you get low sodium, you're good.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Spinach.
I love spinach, baby spinach.
Spinach, yes, and then
a little bit of olive oil cooked in. I'll do it in salads, but just a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and just cook it down. Which, by the way, it's like you start with a pan of
and then it sautés down to like nothing.
It's like a spoonful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What would I know your answer is going to be, well, just check out the website. But if someone's listening right now and they feel stuck, what would you, whether it's their job, their body, their life, like what piece of advice would you give? Because I believe you when you talk. That's the best part about you, is we talk about these diets, we talk about these fitness plans, these fitness coaches. I don't buy what they say, and I believe you. I'm looking at her. She's genuine, and that's what I like about you.
I don't think before I talk, but yeah, you're not stuck. You're not stuck. Even if you don't want to do it the way that society like tells you to do it your way. Like if you're a person who, is a little bit negative, do it the negative way. If you're a person who's like angry, do it the angry way. Just do it. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's ever stuck in it.
And you're not telling anyone to shy away from that. Like angry and fucking.
If you're a dick, do it the dick.
Just stupid vegetables, you pieces of shit.
Just do it. That's the whole point. Just get up and do it.
I like it. And is that all you? Is that your husband as well? Because that I hear some military in there. I hear some kind of just figure it out.
Your spouse always rubs off on you a little bit, but it's me. But it's of course, I don't even know anymore after all these years.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, check this out. Let's get this wrapped up. Final words. Where can our listeners find you? Find out more about your plan. I'm going to say ASSFACE one more time because it's the best, and we'll spell it out in the summary for the podcast. We'll get it out on our socials and everything. But where can people find you at?
All right, my TikTok is FitnessOF for over 40, not OnlyFans.
I was going to say, damn, what the fuck? We missed a whole hour worth of conversation that you're not telling me about.
FitnessOF with Erika, and yes, and then all my other socials are just ASSFACE Diet.
Did you get like tagged by any of those? Like, you can't do this.
Honestly, at first, but then once I got like, you get like the knowledge panel and the trademark. Once it got legitimized, they stopped fucking with
They
me.
were okay with it. They're like, okay, no, she's not being a fucking asshole. That's actually the name. That's the name of her diet. Listen, I assume the answer is the best way to get started on this journey is to just go to the website, but it sounds like just do it.
Yeah. Just no, you can start however you feel comfortable, whenever you feel comfortable, but you can start anytime, and you don't need to, pick this big quit date or anything like that. Just start by eliminating any sugar you can from your diet with the goal of quitting added sugar.
Breads, sugars like candies. Mm-hmm. Where do you think most people eat their sugar? Like, where do you think they get the sugar? Do you think it's bread?
I think it's drinks.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, getting rid of fucking pop, soda, whatever you want to call it, that is some nasty shit right there. It really is.
For me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Well, listen, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I know we just met, and I appreciate that you put in the work and you earned everything that you got. It didn't come easy. And if you're out there and you're listening to this and you want to lose some weight, or you want to eat better, or you want to feel better, it's like quitting smoking, right? People can tell you it's not good for you. It's not good for you, but you need to make the choice of when it's time for you to start making the small changes, because that's all it is. I have never dieted in my life. And my wife, we did the blood test, we did the thing, and she said, you've got these sensitivities. And it took me a little bit of time, but I just woke up one day and I said, I'm going to do this. But challenge yourself. Get through one day, then get through 2 days, then get through a week. And I'll be honest with what I was doing, right, with the food, I felt like it was about 6 weeks. And I look back and I'm like, shit, it's been like 5 days. Like, what's going on? But you just got to keep pushing and keep, and for those not looking at this clip right now, she's shaking her head yes. Is there anything else that you would do to just kind of motivate people?
No, the advice you're giving is great. Like, even though it feels like it's slow, but it goes by fast once you get into it. Nice.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming by. And it has been a blast talking to you. And we are 100% going to stay in touch. Like I said, we'll get all the information out there for all those that are interested. And I love what you're doing and appreciate you. And it's been a real good time having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.